which brings us to the topic of the day. So me and you, we've been friends for such a long time. I think it's like over 8 years now.
Yeah, it's been a long time, man.
Fuck, dude, it's hard. But it was like when we all kind of met, like the friendship just clicked. It was like one of those natural, like you didn't have to pretend or like flirt. We just were friends and we just stuck together like that. But for the longest time, you know, like me and Bart, we kept the race hidden. You knew who we were, but like, you know, we did it because for other reasons that we explained. But like recently when I did come out and things like that, and then we do videos together, I've been noticing like there's things like, oh, I can't believe David like hangs out with all these non-Koreans. He's not Korean enough or whatever.
These Japanese evil people. They come here. They use our people like a piece of shit.
But then you get flack for not being Korean enough. Yeah. Or like I get, you know, like there's controversy. Obviously.
Oh, why did you hide yourself that you were Japanese? Were you ashamed of that shit?
Exactly.
Like,
between Japanese and Korean and things like that. But like, we really don't look into those stupid ass things.
Yeah. And, you know, to that, man, there's so many things to talk about that. Like in general, like let's just start with this, right? I was always taught, specifically because I grew up in a Christian household, to judge people for who they are as individuals.
So did your family kind of tell you all the struggles they went through the war and all that stuff?
No.
But did they do it? Like your grandparents must have, right?
Yo, my grandpa was dope, dude. This fool fled. This motherfucker said the war's happening. He got on a little boat with his family, went to an island.
Wow.
So there was a lot of Korean people that did that because they didn't want to be a part of the war.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to die.
I see.
So they escaped off, I guess, like to small islands or something like that. That's from what I remember. And there was like a group of people that just did that and waited the war out.
Yeah.
Because they were scared. They didn't want to die. And that's what my grandpa did. And I think my aunt was born off the coast of some kind of small island of Korea or some shit like that. My eldest aunt.
So your family personally didn't go through any tragedies through the hands of Japanese people.
Maybe my mom's side did, but my mom doesn't talk much about her family. You know, and we had relatives that did. But like I said, my dad doesn't dwell in the past.
Yeah.
And that's something that I learned from my father a lot. He doesn't dwell in the past. He understands the history. He understands what happened and what went on.
Yeah.
But he does. Even my grandpa doesn't, though.
Yeah.
Yo, I'll put it to you like this, man. My grandpa could write in Japanese and in Chinese or whatever, in Hanmun, which is like Chinese and stuff. It was taught to him at that age, and he would show me like, hey, look, you know, I could write in Japanese and all this other stuff.
Wow.
He didn't say it like, you know, fuck Japanese people or whatever. You know, I hate those fucking Japanese people. You know, he didn't do any of that stuff. He showed me that he could do it.
Damn.
And my grandpa didn't tell me stories about hate either. It's just not in my family like that. I guess my family deals with it in like, that happened, it was fucked up, but we're going to move on from it. Yeah. And I think that was the Christian side of things.
I mean, but there are still Christians that can't let go. Like, it's not just a Christian thing, right? It's just, I think your family knows how to forgive.
Yeah.
Because I did have other Korean Christian friends that they always had to bring it up. And then like, I'm like, I didn't do anything.
I mean, we're not going to get into religion, but that's super un-Christ-like.
It is. Yeah. And then I grew up Christian too.
Yeah,
so
that's
like,
super not Christian.
Yeah. But you're right. Like, I mean, I think there's a lot of hypocrites no matter where you go, right? Yeah. Like, but my first experience of that when I was a kid is like, my mom didn't tell me anything about like that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And they didn't deny it. They just told me like, you know, Japanese people did a really bad thing during World War II. That's what they told me as a kid. Yeah. And then one time my Korean friend in elementary school was having a sleepover, but then like I wasn't allowed. And my friend's like, sorry, you can't come because you're Japanese. And I'm like, why? And he goes, well, my grandma says she doesn't want you there. And then he was crying. He was sad about it.
Because he didn't understand.
He didn't understand. I didn't understand. I was sad about it. So I went home and I told my parents about it. And my parents were like, nah, forgive him. It's cool. And then that's when they told me the stories about like how Japanese people bullied everybody. And not everyone's going to like you because of that reason. So I was like, oh, man, that really sucks because we're kids. And it's like...
And you have to pay for that.
Right. And then my friend's grandma is perpetuating it.
Yeah.
I mean, she probably went through something really fucked up.
Yeah.
For her to like project her hate toward a child. But then I don't know, like I also can't say anything because I'm like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what kind of pain she went through, you know?
And I think like the sad part about that is like, I don't want to transfer hate over.
Yeah.
Right? So for your friend's grandma, rightfully so, she should be angry. That's something that she went through. 100%, man. And I can never.
But she should be mad at the people that did wrong to her.
Yeah, and not to the kid.
Not to the random kid that's born in America.
And even and to that point too, like but I still understand where she's coming from. It's so, you know, there. I don't know if people even know about this, but there was something called like comfort women, where you know, like women in Korea were used as sex slaves.
Yeah,
like that's some serious fucked up shit, you know. And when I hear about those stories, it makes me sad.
Yeah.
But when I look at a Japanese person, I don't see that though. Yeah. I see the history that happened. And this could be from a Korean American perspective. You know what I mean? But I'm also saying this too. I have relatives and friends in Korea, and they also vibe with this same concept too.
Yeah.
They travel to Japan consistently for work, and even just from work for fun. So I have a friend in Korea right now that has a Japanese wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, for people to come out and say like, you don't know what it's like to be Korean. No, you actually just see it in your small perspective. Exactly. As well. I see it from, I'm trying to see it from everybody's perspective. And yes, it's anecdotal because I'm saying it from my friends in Korea that are like that.
There's actually a lot of Koreans in Japan that are, I forgot what they're called, but they were in Japan since like throughout history. There's always been Korean immigration. Yeah. But they changed their name to Japanese names, but they're 100% ethnically Korean.
Oh wow.